Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Friendship Dawn podcast. This is the week of February the 20th, 2022. My name is Ivan, and with me here today is my great friend,
Brady, hello.
Hello. Uh,
Um,
hmm?
I haven't been in anything in forever.
in anything forever.
Like, I haven't been on stream. I haven't been on
Yeah, working
any
a,
shows or anything.
working a job will do that shit with you. For
Yeah,
you.
full time.
Full time. That's like 20 hours a week or something.
It's something like that.
Anyways, moving on to our card of the day. Metal Tiernemon from the Classic Collection. It says, when digivolving, or I guess we should go with the cost first, it costs 7 memory to play, or to digivolve from a level 4, it costs 3 memory.
Yeah, it's level 4 black.
Yeah, it's level 5 black. Yeah, it's level 5 black.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing it levels from. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And it has 7,000 digital points.
I don't remember what DP stands for, to be completely honest.
Definitely digital points.
It's Digimon Power. There it says.
Digimon Power. Oh.
Yeah.
I like digital points
What's
better.
it do?
When digivolving, you may reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 level 6 Digimon card with Machine in its traits among them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards.
Trash the remaining card.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It has an inherited effect that says opponent's turn. While this Digimon has Machine in its traits, it gains Reboot.
Hmm. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, the black cards are a lot of like machine Digimon.
Yeah.
So this was, I believe this works with Machine Dramon, is like what it's intended to evolve into.
Yeah.
And Machine Dramon has benefits from reboot. Um, Reboot is at the your Digimon untaps on your opponent's untap phase as well. I don't know. That's not the right.
Yeah.
Machine Dramon.
Yeah. Wait, that's not the. Oh, that's
No.
Machine Dramon.
No, that's the same name. It's just not the right set. It's
Oh, it's not the right set.
yeah, it's this EX. It's this one.
Oh, okay.
They're just from the same set, but you could use any Machine Dramon
Oh, okay.
or
What's the
any
difference
level
between-
6.
So Machine Dramons can be.
Yeah, there's
different?
duplicates of like every single Digimon because it's like Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah, not all cards have unique names. They have unique numbers.
Oh.
So you could play 4 of the same, or like you could play as many of the same named Digimon as you want. Like you could play 12 Machine Dramon. They just have to have different card numbers.
Weird. And fun.
Yeah, 'cause some Machine Dramon are better than others, or some are like more niche, but they're still good to
Yeah.
play. So
That's probably a thing from card games that like originate in Japan. Because I know a big problem with Magic cards is that in other languages they sometimes have to reuse card names.
weird.
Well, because so we have like zombie, ghoul, undead, and all that stuff. But in Japanese, there's one word for all of that shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the official the official rules of Magic the Gathering specify that they have to have different English names.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely not the case here.
Yeah.
The Metal Tyrannomon card we were looking at,
Yeah.
its like intention is to be a consistency improver, basically, and a target for you to evolve out of.
Yeah. It searches and then it it has a good inherited effect. Because
Yeah,
you can't attack untapped creatures, right?
you can only attack tapped creatures.
So
So having reboot on it means it makes it way harder to get rid of it.
yeah,
You basically need to play like an option card or have an effect on one of your Digimon that would get rid of it.
yeah.
Um,
Nice.
or they'd have to like attack into your Digimon, or you have it blown up by your security.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Everybody here's played the Digimon card game. I mean, come on. Anyways, would you like to move into the weekly work segment?
Sure. Yeah. Oh,
You don't have any work stories?
no, I have a few. I just don't know. I just not very confident in telling them.
Oh,
And
well,
they're very short.
don't worry. Nobody's here, and 0 people listen to the podcast regularly. So
That's fair.
just shoot your shot, man.
Okay. Well, yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
um, so I work in IT at the same place that Skylar and Ivan work,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny for the podcast. But as IT, I go around a lot of places, and some places I don't have access to, so I have to talk to the security people there in order to get access. They'll let me in, they like escort me there, and they have their keys or whatever.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I needed to get into marketing. Marketing is just completely dead graveyard. No one there. I need security to let me in. So I go to the security podium, and I'm like, "Hey, can you get somebody to let me in?" And he goes to pick up the radio, and is about to he hits the button to talk into it, and then somebody on the radio announces a code 528 or whatever.
Yeah.
Which there's like a verbal altercation happening, and the radio gets progressively like more and more frantic for a little bit as this verbal altercation gets worse, and then it gets to the point where the police have to be called, and it's just like, okay, cool. So he can't call for the person while this is happening, and he has to wait for it to calm down. So I'm just kind of standing there, and I'm kind of like chilling, and he looks at me and he's like, "Do you play D&D?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." And then he proceeds to explain to me a bunch of shit that I already know about D&D.
Oh my god.
He's like, "Are you familiar with the class that Critical Role made, the Blood Hunter?" And I'm like, "I've heard of it. I don't know exactly what they do." And then he proceeds to explain to me how all their abilities work. And I'm like, "Oh, no, I know all these ones." But he's like, explain every thought to it. And then he's like, "Well, that led me to this." And he's talking about the Dampier race.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, it's got all these cool abilities, like you could bite people and steal their health." And I'm like, "Really cool, I know about this. My friend played a Dampier." And he's like, "Yeah, but get this, you can play a monk and a Dampier, and then you can flurry the bite attack." And I'm like, "That's pretty cool."
So cool that my friend did that.
No, my friend did not do that. I forgot what he was playing. I think he was playing a rogue. But wow, cool and interesting. He did the thing that I think every D&D player does at some point, which is find out how fast you can go. Because Dampier have the ability, they have they at a certain level they get spider climb, which lets them just use their movement to go up walls or whatever.
Yeah.
But he did the math to figure out how fast you could go, and he thought it was the funniest shit ever that you could run up a wall at 48 miles per hour in the game. Which,
oh wow,
while funny, isn't laugh for 10 minutes about your own shit funny. And then when I try to say something, I'm like, yeah, I don't really play a lot of 5th edition. I'm more of a Pathfinder person. And if you like that kind of stuff, you should look at Pathfinder. And he did not give a single fuck about anything I was saying.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, guy, you just keep talking about your stupid monk vampire that can run up walls really fast. And he's like, yeah, just imagine a legion of these guys. And I'm like, you said they were level 20. If there's a legion of them, then it doesn't really matter. They're basically gods already. And just
so about that marketing.
And I was at his mercy. I needed to go there, but like honestly, I was getting towards the end of my shift, so like the longer this took, the better for me. But this guy just made me feel bad. This conversation sucked ass.
Hey, welcome to working in a game store. This is so when I used to work at the local game store, this is like 80% of your customers is, hey, have you heard about X? Yeah, we sell it. Are you looking to buy it? So my friend, I had a dude walk up to me and explain like an item for like level 20 characters. That was...
Dude, who cares about level 20 characters?
Right?
No one ever plays level 20 characters. They're not fun to play.
Yeah.
They're not fun to DM for. Unless, like, you have to do in a very specific, oh my god, specific circumstances that everyone is prepared for. But going from level 1 to 20 is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I don't recommend anyone ever do it. Level 1 to 10 is good. Level, like, 3 to 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
Level 20 is insane, and like level 18 I think is pushing it. So.
Yeah. It's just, he went on like this. So it kept saying that the amulet gave them things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was like the speed of like a gazelle or some shit. And then like the longevity of a vampire or something. And then, like, you could tell that he was, like, waiting for you, like, he was waiting at the end of every descriptor for a moment for, like, audience laughter or applause or something. And then going on to the next one when I was like...
The speed of a gazelle.
Okay.
The longevity of a vampire. The strength of a dragon.
I think it was the intelligence of a dragon and the strength of a giant.
Dragons don't even have that high of intelligence. They have like high charisma, I think.
It might have been charisma then.
The charisma of a dragon. But like, I don't know. It's so weird because the charisma of a dragon, I never think, wow, this dragon's really convincing. I'm like, wow, this big scary dragon is very scary and very capable of killing me. But charisma is like force of personality, which if dragons have one thing, it's a lot of personality.
Yeah. It's just like, and then like he talks about how like stupid and broken this item is and how he gave it to one of his players, and I'm like,
it's for level 20 characters.
Like I don't care.
Yeah, that too.
Why?
5th edition, talking to 5th edition players is the worst.
It's like, it's not
because
even
it's like
that. It's just like, because like Magic players do it too.
Magic players also do it.
Yeah. It's like,
I
bought this dual land for $10.
Wow, congratulations.
Cool, nice. You're 20 years older than me. Congrats.
You got a good deal on this card game.
You got a good deal on this card by buying it 20 years before it was popular. Okay, wow. Ooh. No one gives a fuck. Eat your own shit.
You're like, I opened a Black Lotus in Alpha Set or whatever. It's like, all right, boomer.
All right, okay, boomer. Yeah, that's another thing is people are like, I opened a collector booster box and it had a foil Oko, and it had 2 questing beasts,
it had 3 Black Lotuses,
and it had a foil full art Meat Hook Massacre, and it's like, yeah, sounds like a booster box, mate. Anyways, can I do something for you? You're just like,
are you just here to brag?
Magic players are the epitome of that fucking meme. That's like, it's the dude who like bites the metal and then like, he's in 3rd place.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, I feel like
I have another.
there's a lot of people like that in general. Do you have a work story?
So I have another game store
The
story.
game store story. Okay.
This is a funny. This happened like 2 or 3 years ago, right? I worked at the game store still.
Right. I do recall.
Yeah. Kid walks up. Oh man, I have like 3 stories about this kid, and this one is the quickest. Anyways, kid walks up and he has like an aggravated assault from like Onslaught, and like he pulls it out and he's like, "How much can I get for this?"
Like
So-
a dealer. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like opens up his trench coat, pulls out a magic card.
Yeah.
He's like, "What do you do for
So,
this?"
yeah. Anyways, I open up, of course, the TCG player. Look up aggravated assault. Only two versions of the card exist, right?
Mhm.
So there's a masterpiece version, and there's the one from Onslaught. And I look at it and I'm like, $18, so we'll give you $12 in credit. And then he just goes like, "What? No. This card's worth $200." I'm like, "No, it's not. I can show you on the computer." And he's, as soon as I say no, it's not, he's pulled his binder out, he put the card back, packs up, and he's leaving, man. And I'm like, "I can show you on the computer. It's only $20. He's fucking beelining it, and I'm like,
He's like, "Fuck!" He's seen through my ruse. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here before the magic police show up.
I'm just like, okay, sounds fun, mate. Bye.
Get
And,
out
like-
of here before I call Gatewatch.
So I immediately go like, maybe he's thinking of the masterpiece, because masterpieces are like, you know what masterpieces are?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
like
Yeah.
they're rare. Like
Yeah, so like
Collector's
one in
things.
every 6 boxes has one of like 30 different masterpieces
Mhm.
from a set, and they're always foil and
they
basically
got special borders, different art.
special borders, art, and shit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm like, maybe he's thinking about the masterpiece version, and so I switch over to the masterpiece version, and it's like $112, and I'm like, this is nowhere near $200. Maybe it was $200 when he bought it. And I look at the entire price history for the masterpiece version, and it peaked at like $150, and I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah,
Is
where's
this
this guy
kid
getting his
smoke-
pricing?
Yeah, like, well, I have no idea what's going on here, but this kid doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyways, your work story?
I don't have one ready.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say one earlier when I cut you off with my.
No, I was gonna add something to something else, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, okay. Talk about this kid more.
Yeah, you
I-
got
I-
2 more stories about him.
Actually, I think it's one more story, but it kind of feels like 2.
Is that long, or is it just like a continued
It's
saga?
continued saga.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm in the store. It's a Friday night. So Friday nights pick up around 6, get busier and busier until like 10, and then it's all over, right?
That is what happens when the store closes.
At 5, kid walks in, pulls out, or sorry, how much is it for a booster box? $110. I can get them for $100 at a different store. Go to the other store then.
You're here now.
Yeah,
It's
$110.
sorry, we don't do Walmart price match.
Yeah. Say some things for a minute. Well, because the other store is also like downtown that he was
Yeah,
talking
right.
about. You have to drive like 20 minutes to the store, find parking downtown
That's
on a
already
Friday.
like $10 worth of just bullshit.
Right? Like, find parking in like the busiest part of town near all the bars. And then, walk in and be like, yo, give me a box. Anyways, he contemplates for a minute or two and he's like, alright. pulls out a jar full of change. Give me one of those boxes. I go, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to pay for one of those boxes. And I, of course, being the intelligent person that I am, immediately think, how bad can it be to count $100 in change? So 45 minutes later, about 6 customers have walked in, asked for many different things, and I count all of the change. And it is $68.35. And I immediately go like, the fuck? And then I walk over, like, the kid's like sitting over at the table, right? I walk over to him and I'm like, hey, yeah, that's not nearly enough to buy a box. It was $68.35, so by my calculations, you owe me $57.24 or some shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. That change jar was full. And I'm like, what does that have to do with it? I counted it all up. What do you mean?
What do you think just jars full of change are worth a certain denomination?
And he's like, fine. And then he pulls out $30 in dollar bills from his pockets. Sorry,
what is he doing? Like,
sorry, a 20 and a 10. Not
okay, I thought,
yeah.
like, yeah, I was imagining he, like,
pulled out a wad of
just a wad of ones and, like, somehow was just, like, scrounging along the bottom of a strip club or something.
Anyways, he hands me the $30, and then I'm like, okay, you still need, like, $22? Or, no, $14? He's like, okay, I'll trade in some cards. You know that box that you got your Digimon cards in? It's like 4 wide, each with like 1,600 counts. Pulls out 2 of those. What can I trade in from these? You know what they say? You've already sunk so much cost, you might as well keep going. This leads into why I thought this was 2 stories. I'm sorting through this shit. 80% of it's print out proxies.
Wait, really?
There's entire fake decks in here, and I'm like, does this kid have any fucking real cards? What's he trying to pull over on me? What the fuck is happening here?
Were they sleeved?
Yes, they're like penny sleeves. And like, I keep coming to like cards that I'm like, oh, finally something worth. This is paper.
Well, they're all paper.
Yeah,
but this is printer paper.
Yeah. My Mephedros Vampire, I've actually heard of this card before. It might be worth money. Oh no, this isn't even real. And just fucking keep going through fucking all this goddamn shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I find in his entire collection $7 worth of cards. And I walk over to my boss, right? And I'm like, yeah. So, in actual money, we got like $98. And he has $7 worth of cards that I just looked through. If we give him store credit on the $7 worth of cards, one of which is a basic land that I've just assumed is $1 because it has full art, he's gonna get like $4.60 in store credit. This is not worth a box of cards. What should I tell him? And then I'm just like, and then he's just like, well, you can't afford the box of cards. And I'm like, okay, that's all I wanted to hear. I walk over to him and I'm like, sorry, we won't be trading in your cards. You don't have enough money. Would you like all of your change back? Or we can give it to you in dollar bills. And then, of course, the kid is fucking furious. He can't believe that I've wasted all of his time by sorting through his cards and counting his change. He can't believe it. He's fucking livid. He's like, how come I can't get this box of cards? And eventually my boss is just like, fucking what? Give him the fucking box of cards. Like, Jesus, it's like whatever, man. It's like a $12 discount. Fuck it.
No, don't do that. You're teaching him bad things.
Well, we kept all of his cards and money, though, so.
I mean, I guess. He got the box for 100, I guess.
Yeah. He got the box for 100. All he needed to do was be a little bitch.
I hate that works.
I mean, it wouldn't have worked if my boss wasn't there.
Would you just have sat there and just been like, yeah, we're gonna chill out, or...
Yeah, I would have just been like... I think the big thing was that Friday Night Magic was also starting soon, and we didn't want to be dealing with this person and also doing everything else that we needed to do for a card store to operate.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have just been like, oh, okay, well, sorry. Do you want your change back?
Yeah.
And then slid it all into the box with the cards. Been like, have a good day, bye.
You better get the fuck out of here.
I am currently dialing the police officer. That is, of course, because I have worked in security, and I know the quickest way to get people trespassed from a building.
True, I forgot you worked security.
Yeah. Do you have any more work stories that you would like to regale us all with?
No.
No?
No, I can't think of any. All I can think about is that guy at security who asked me for help, and I looked at his computer, and I couldn't really do anything for his computer because when I looked at it, it was working, but this motherfucker had the fucking... He had his cursor size
Yeah.
customized to the highest size you could have it.
What the fuck? How big is that?
This is an exaggeration, but I like to describe it as, so you know how it like does the little circling thing with the blue when it's loading?
Yeah.
It was so big compared to how normally how big it is, right?
Yeah.
It felt like a big blue horrifying donut, just like marking the screen. Like, it was like bigger than a quarter on his screen. And I'm just like, how can you see anything under that? How do you know where you're clicking? There's literally one pixel that contributes to like the thing you're clicking. And you can't fucking see your cursor. You can't see what's under your goddamn cursor because you're an insane person.
No, but the thing is that it points more the bigger that it is.
The only thing I can think of is that this person is just completely fucking blind, and that anytime they slightly move their mouse when they're not looking at the screen, they lose it. And they're like, I can't find my mouse. And then they're like, speed dial IT, I can't find my mouse. My mouse isn't working. It's like, I run down there. It's like, it's right there.
That's my favorite thing because I know the answer to this problem, and it is just move your mouse around until you see it. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, but apparently this motherfucker is blind as shit. And just like they the solution is move it around, but it's too small for their fucking bat eyes to see. So they have to make it literally ginormous.
Fucking the size of the goddamn sun, dude.
You know how like at the end of a YouTube video when it's full screen it'll go black?
Yeah.
I think the screen would still like light up a room with how much white there was from the cursor alone. But this also reminds me of another person I was helping But I remoted into this person's computer, and I
Yeah.
was so fucking confused because every time I left clicked, it would pull up the right click menu, like to copy and paste stuff, and this fucker switched their left and right click. And I'm like, what kind of insane person does this? The only thing I could think of is that they're left-handed, but like, one, a lot of left-handed people still use their right hand for like their mouse.
The mouse, yeah.
And two, a lot of people also just left click with their left finger and right click with their right finger when they're left-handed. So, and I can only assume that this was some ancient lady from years gone by that just switched it because they thought it felt better or something. That's knowing what department they were from and where they worked. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
But it was so just mind melting for a second. I thought something was wrong with my shit because of that.
Because they had switched.
Because they had switched it. I was like, did I forget how a computer works? Like,
oh man, that reminds me. One time in college, I was looking at like code, and there was like an underline under one of the objects. I kept staring at it for like, had to have been like minutes, looking at the name of the object when I initialized it. The name of the object I was using, it was like, it was called Snake or something.
mm-hmm.
I look up, look down, look up, look down for like 15 minutes. The teacher's saying something, and this project that's like due in 2 days, this is the only reason it doesn't work. I can't figure it the fuck out. What the fuck is the problem? And then class is over. I'm like, fuck. And then I delete the second one that has the red underline, and I retype Snake. And then it's like Sanke. I'm like, oh, I misspelled snake. Am I going crazy? Do I have...
Am I becoming dyslexic?
Am I becoming dyslexic? What happened? Probably because I didn't sleep enough. But you know.
Yeah. I think that's the answer to a lot of things that are just like a random weirdness that you experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You can't know.
No, not possibly.
Not possibly? Possibly?
Not being French.
I found someone else who speaks German at the casino.
Really?
Yeah. Someone who works in slots. Apparently, half of their family is German, so.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it just more work stories? Till we run out of ideas?
Do you have another work story?
I'm trying to think of one.
Because I'm out of work stories, if I'm being honest. I can't think of anything I did at work last week other than they were like, yeah, now you get to deal craps on the floor. Isn't that fun and exciting? And then I didn't get to do it.
The only thing I can think of is just like minor complaints I have about random people. Well, actually, there was one thing that I thought was weird.
Yeah.
So I was going to the help the slots like office update some things on the computer.
Yeah.
But as I like walked into the little hallway where those offices are,
Yeah.
and they were talking about Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And there's two characters in Sailor Moon that are like, in the English dub, they're cousins.
Yeah.
But in the Japanese, they're like lovers.
Yeah.
So they're talking about like how weird it was that those two characters were like really close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't think this is a great conversation for work. And also, they're like at the least private office because there's like office in the hallway. and then there's
Yeah.
this is the closest one to the main hallway, and I'm just like,
Did you tell them? Did you break the news to them?
no, I just was like, hey, I'm here to update your shit, and they're like, oh yeah, and then they took me to the place where all the computers were that they needed updating, and then
Yeah.
they stopped having that conversation.
Yeah, I think I know what office you're talking about because they also had a picture of Chopper in there for a while. And I was like, oh fuck, other people like One Piece? Other people exist that watch One Piece? What is this fucking world?
There was a computer in that office that had so like every computer in the casino has dual monitors.
Yeah.
This one had one monitor just like straight ahead, and then the other monitor was above it, at like this angle that's like
Yeah.
destroy your neck levels.
Yeah. Wait, everything has double monitors?
Every office computer basically.
Oh, every office computer. Okay.
Yeah. Which
That's actually really fucking cool.
yeah, it's really nice, but a lot of the computers that probably should have dual monitors, like any of the hotel front desk computers
Yeah.
or like cashier computers, nah, they can live with one. It's like they don't need to multitask or anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know that the ones in the pits only have one monitor, so.
Yeah, they only need one monitor because they don't do a lot on them. Every time I go down there,
Every time I go down there, someone is zoomed so far in on the schedule that I can read from the other end of the pit what the schedule is.
those people need glasses.
I'm like, do you really? Does it need to be that big? Like,
Something funny I did do yesterday was one of their like the monitors that they use to sign into the table so they know all the information they need to know. It was broken. So somebody last week had moved it from one table that they weren't going to use until the weekend
yeah.
to another table that they use daily. So then, but then there was a ticket, which in IT they put in tickets.
Yeah.
Like, hey, go take care of this problem. But we didn't have a spare monitor to like replace them yet because we need to order them as they like break, which is stupid.
Yeah.
So I go down there and I'm like, you look like a supervisor person. Hey, what should I do with this monitor that you need replaced? And he's like, oh yeah, just take one from the same pit and move it to the monitor, the one that doesn't have the monitor. I was like, okay, and I just did it. I was like, whatever. That's what the guy said.
What?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, move the one from Blackjack 6 to Blackjack 1, and I'm like,
That's
okay.
fair.
Okay, boss man.
To be fair, I don't think we'll ever use Blackjack 1 ever again.
Wait, really?
I don't know. It's like
That's the one they were like, we're gonna open it up on Friday.
Oh really?
Yeah,
They still open Pit 1? That's fucking wild.
well, I put the monitor there so
Yeah.
they could open it
Oh wow.
because they said, oh, I took it from 7, put it to 1.
Oh. Those are different ends of the pit.
Yeah, but 7's like closer to the craps table.
Yeah.
Which
I think
makes
they
me
open
think
it the other way because they open
I
the
know
roulette
that
table.
entrance is that way, and the roulette table's on that side.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Like the entrance for Pit 3's closer to Pit 2, but they open the other side first because roulette's on that side.
Oh, I was talking about the casino entrance.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
No.
Craps table. Look at our craps. They open craps.
We got huge craps.
3 craps, 3 line away. Comes to pay. Single the field. Well, everybody, we're gonna go on a quick ad break. See you soon. Hello, everyone. Taking a break from the podcast to tell you all to subscribe to the Patreon at patreon.com/IvanTT. That's IVANTT. It's how you help support the podcast, how we get all of our stuff together, and you get a sick bonus, and that all Patreons with the tier 2 or higher get a shout out. So, quick shout out to Thunderbird145, who is our current tier 2 patron. Thank you, everyone, and back to the podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Friendship Dawn podcast. We're moving on to an anime attack. Please let us know what you have been watching recently.
Dragon Ball Z.
I have been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a fever dream. Did you see the message I sent in the clip I sent in the Cube Discord? I think I showed it to you at the pre-release.
Yes, yeah, I've seen the Better Lucky Than Good clip.
You know what they say, Seto Kaiba. It is better to be lucky than good. And how lucky am I? I'm cheating.
True. 100% true. Yeah, I think so. Like, over the last month, maybe,
Yeah.
I watched all of Dragon Ball Z Kai with some friends.
Yeah.
And that's 99 episodes.
Shit, man.
And it's the entirety of Dragon Ball. No, it's not. It's the entirety of Dragon Ball except for the Buu saga. So that's a lot of fucking Dragon Ball. But it's
Yeah.
also a shitload of it cut out because it's like the edited version that's better.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't wait for like One Piece Kai when I'm like 83 and One Piece is finally finished.
Right?
That's like what One Piece kind of is already, but it's not.
It's not official.
Yeah, it's not official. I want
The
the official
worst
shit.
part about Kai by far though is they have like the opening and the bit that plays before the ad where there's like a little animation or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are all newly animated in like the digital art style.
Yeah.
And it looks like garbage compared to the old hand-drawn cel-shaded style.
Oh, that's really funny. I thought they would do all of it in the new. Oh man, because in Brotherhood they've like redone the entire animation.
That's a different situation because Kai is just a re-edit with
I guess yeah.
other stuff. Because
Well,
the
but-
problem with
yeah.
Dragon Ball is that there's just so much just
Filler.
or like dead air
Yeah.
because it's like we gotta get an episode out every blah blah blah.
We need to get an episode out every week except for Christmas, New Year's, and Fun Cry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
But-
I think
But
I
there's
know
also
that it's
just,
48 episodes a year, but I
Yeah.
can't remember what the fourth vacation week is.
Yeah, but it's like we have this scene where people are training. We can skip the training. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's just like people yelling and punching stuff.
Yeah.
But I was surprised how
One
much
Piece
I
is
actually
really good with the training.
how much I actually liked Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah. If you cut out all the dead air, most shit's good.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I was surprised how much I liked the story and some of the characters.
Interesting.
A character that I liked a lot more than I thought I would was Krillin.
Yeah.
I don't know. Krillin's really relatable.
I think I know nothing about Dragon Ball.
So do you know who Krillin is? He's like the short guy. He's bald and he's got like the six dots on his
yes.
his face. He looks like the guy from
Yeah.
Shaolin Shona.
Sorry, I'm not Piccolo. I know who Piccolo is. I wasn't thinking of Piccolo, but
Yamcha. The end.
I think I know who Yamcha is, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking of the pink dude. It's the pink dude.
That's Boo.
Boo. I was thinking of Boo, but I now know
The
who you're
pink
talking about.
stretchy
now
guy?
you just got yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Boo. That's
yeah.
Majin Buu, and there's like 3 different versions of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. The Buu saga, because it's really long and it has its own like edit
Nice.
because of how long it is. So there's like
That's really
Majin
funny.
Buu Kai basically, but it's also not that much shorter than like
Yeah.
the regular anime of that section. So it's weird.
That's the thing about like Naruto and One Piece and all that stuff. It's like you don't think you're gonna like it, but then when you actually watch like the edited versions, it's like, oh, this is popular because it's good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like it's like you can watch clips of these shows because like the content in those clips is curated
Yeah.
and it's good
Yeah.
because that's the good parts. and it just gets rid of all the bad parts. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, I get why people like this. But trying to actually watch that kind of thing, it's kind of a slog sometimes. Like there was
Yeah.
one part during Cell Saga, which literally means nothing to you, but
I mean, I understand a little bit of it.
but there was a part where there's this character named literally Satan, who is
First name,
the
literally,
world.
last name, Satan.
Yeah, no, I think his first name. I don't know if this is a dub thing. He goes by like Mr. Satan or something.
First name, Mister.
And, yeah, and he's the like martial arts world champion because like Goku and them were off world fighting
Yeah.
Frieza when the tournament happened, so he just was the strongest by default.
Yeah.
He's not actually the strongest. He's a fucking cheater. He has like gunpowder in his clothing, so his punches explode.
That's funny.
But
And
he's
also,
like,
seems really easy to catch.
yeah. So Cell's like, I'm gonna have a incredible tournament like the old tournaments that they used to have.
Yeah.
And if somebody manages to beat me, I won't kill everybody on the planet. And it's like, well, the stakes are pretty high there. So Mr. Satan's like, don't worry, everybody, I got this. I'm the strongest man on Earth. And everyone else on Earth also thinks he's the strongest man on Earth because
Yeah.
no one knows about like
Yeah.
the anime shit that's happening.
Yeah.
But basically they spend 4 or 5 episodes just revolving around the stupid bullshit that Satan and his posse have
Yeah.
going on during to like fight Cell, air quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets cut down to 1 episode in the edit, and it was still unbearable because that's not what you care about. This stupid, not even funny comic relief character
Yeah.
Like, just getting completely destroyed by the strongest character in universe so far.
It's a lot of stuff like that. I don't know if there's. Oh wait, no, never mind. I do know the One Piece equivalent of that. There's an arc called Long Ring Longland, where it consists of like a pirate sports match. That's
like soccer or something, or
okay. So the first game,
or is it called like Pirate Ball? Oh, that's
No,
a different
it's-
game.
it's
It's like
it's
an Olympics.
Yeah. It's called Davy Back Fight. So each round you win in a Davy Back Fight, you steal a member of the other team's crew. So
That doesn't seem fair. And like the can you just take someone's whole crew?
if
And
you
then
win
are you,
enough
like-
rounds, but they have to agree to play the games.
Okay,
You know?
so okay.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny you mentioned that because the arc starts by them running into a crew who's missing half of their people, and it's because they lost to the Foxy Pirates or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. So there's 3 games that they play, and it's like a rafting competition where you try and where both teams make a raft and then like go around, and then there's a soccer ball competition where it's soccer but no rules.
It's soccer, but I can kill you.
It's soccer, but I can kill you. Also, the ball is the contestants rather than. It's very weird and excessively anime. And then the third round is a boxing match.
I see.
Anyways, so in the actual version of the anime, the arc is consistent of 2 sets of 3 for no reason. They've made up 3 extra games, and also each game is longer because they needed to pad the runtime like fucking hell. So the arc in the anime is like fucking forever. None of it matters, and all of it's stupid. But then when you cut it down to what it's actually supposed to be, it's still just a waste of fucking time.
No one got better. No one got worse.
No one got better, no one got worse, and the only interesting thing that happens is after they beat all the pirates, and then there's like 2 chapters about a Navy admiral. And that's it. That's the whole Long Ring Longland arc.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
Anyways, I still really love Long Ring Longland, but I'm definitely in the minority opinion there, because it is
stupid.
basically canon filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
I'm just thinking about what I can talk about more with Dragon Ball.
Oh, well, I can
If
move into
anything.
Yu-Gi-Oh if you want.
Yeah, we could move into Yu-Gi-Oh.
There's this great scene where Kaiba lands on Duelist Island, and then Yugi's like, "Oh, it's Kaiba," and then it has like a pen, and it's like Kaiba's on the left, and then Yugi's walking up to the right, and Yugi's like, it is very apparent, and it feels like it's the only thing you're supposed to notice. Yugi's eyes are like direct eye level with like Kaiba's dick. It's so weird. And the shot is like, oh, why?
Hey Kaiba, is that a blue eyes? Or are you happy to see me?
It's so funny too, because you're just like, Kaiba, I'm so glad you're here. It's like, oh, run that one by me again. Oh shit. Okay, so there's so do you know who Joey Wheeler is?
Of course.
Okay, so
Only the greatest anime character ever.
apparently
Chain.
he exists solely for everybody to be the biggest fucking asshole to him. There is an episode in which he is like, who am I gonna duel next to get more starships so that I can win the tournament? And then Tristan, one of his friends, goes like, well, why don't you try dueling a baby? And then
Look, a baby would have starships. Tristan.
And then Joey's like, why the fuck would I duel a baby? They don't have starships. and then Tristan's like, no, you're right. A baby would be too difficult for you to beat, Joey. You should fight a monkey instead.
I feel like the monkey would be harder than the baby.
And then what basically ensues is 3 minutes of just Tristan being like, wow, you're so stupid, Joey. The only duelists you can beat in a fight are babies and monkeys. What a fucking idiot you are. How dare you be so
Joey
fucking
beat
stupid.
like some fucking people already at that point?
Yeah.
What the fuck, Tristan? You're supposed to be on the same team.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do it for his sister or some shit, right?
Yeah, he's doing it for his fucking sister, and he's like, I'm going to fight a duelist and break out of my shell. And what's even better about this is
How about
that,
you
like,
pick up a deck, Tristan? God.
yeah, Tristan doesn't even know how to fucking play. And he's like, oh, Joey, you gonna fight a fucking monkey? It's like, I don't know, Tristan. Do you know how to fucking play the game?
Do you even know how to play Duel Monsters?
And then, so, like, 4 episodes later or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kaiba shows up. And Kaiba and Joey are in, like, a fight. Because, like, Kaiba's like... Because Joey's like, no, we gotta beat Pegasus by doing the tournament. It's the only way to get your brother back. And then Kaiba's like, are you stupid? I'm not gonna play fucking Pegasus's game. That's fucking moronic. No. You're a
I'm just
fucking
gonna
idiot.
go-
You know what, Joey? You're so stupid that you're basically a baby monkey. And it's like so weird.
That Kaiba with...
says like literally the perfect thing. Right?
He's
And then Joey's
I
like...
tapped into your inside joke.
Yeah. And then Joey's like, the fuck, no you're not. I'm gonna fucking fight you, Kaiba. Let's do it. And then he fights Kaiba. And then Kaiba's like, "Aw, Joey, you're just a little dog, fucking loser. You fucking lost because you're a little dog, you fucking dog." And then, like 2 episodes later, they walk into a random duelist, and the random duelist is like, "You gonna fight me, you little fucking puppy?" It's like, why does everybody like Is Tristan like tipping everybody off to like the thing that
Just
Joey?
bully the fuck out of
Yeah.
Joey. Oh my god.
This is the thing that Joey dislikes being called the most. Please use it as liberally as possible. The only thing you should call him is a dog baby monkey.
Dog baby monkey puppy.
Dog baby monkey puppy. Fucking sick anime. Anyways, you want to move on to content copy?
Sure.
All right. Am I the asshole for giving away my ex-husband's dog?
First take. Yes. Probably.
It says not the a-hole.
I can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can think about what the scenario is that results in this being a not the asshole. So one, the husband is abusive to the dog. That's an easy not the asshole for the original poster, right?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
The husband is abusive towards the dog.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
The husband isn't taking care of the dog.
Yeah. That's another good one.
Or the husband obtained the dog in a bad way.
Yes. So all of these sound like the ex-husband is doing illegal things.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't think of a way for the husband to be doing something legal or morally correct and the dog being taken as being a good thing.
Yes, you're right. So let's delve in, shall we?
Yes, let us dive.
Married for 2 years, have been together for 3. We have an almost 1-year-old son together. We bought the dog together, but it was entirely my ex's responsibility. If that makes sense.
If that's agreed on
Yeah.
at the time,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. He does all the work. We jointly paid for her. Okay. So far, so good. Sounds like it's the ex's responsibility. You shouldn't have sold the dog, yeah?
Sounds like the husband wanted a dog that he would do all the work for it, and you offered to like pay for half of it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So far, so good. 4 months ago, my ex disappeared for 45 days without any warning.
Okay. That's
What?
super fucking suspicious and weird.
That's wild. He travels for work. He's a journalist, so it's not uncommon to see him leave for a week or so here or there, but never for this long and never without notice. He was unreachable the entire time. Oh, okay, so your husband literally disappeared off the face of the earth for a month and a half? Like, he returned home as if little had happened. Has he been cloned?
Was he abducted by aliens?
Yeah, like
what the fuck?
Info? He, without notifying me, left the country and flew to Italy for work. He claims his cell phone was stolen en route to the airport. He worked for 3 days and decided to stay there and bicycle across the entirety of Italy. He took a vacation, basically. Okay. I thought he was a missing person or worse, dead. Yeah, sounds about fair. We've separated and we'll be getting divorced. He's not welcome back home. While he was gone on week 2, I gave his dog away to a stranger. I did all the background checks and all that, but it did go to a stranger. I don't like dogs. I don't have time to care for any pets, and it wasn't my responsibility, so I gave her away to the people who could take better care of her. My ex is livid, but I don't care. Was I the asshole here?
Honestly, I feel like
Yes.
the dog could have been handled better, but I don't think you're the asshole because your husband fucking bailed on you for 45 days without not even sending a fucking like letter in the mail.
Couldn't even send like I don't know.
Never couldn't ever get on a computer to send like a Facebook message or
like Instagram message or anything.
Put out a tweet or something. Like didn't even throw a fucking. They didn't even put a message in a bottle and throw that shit in the ocean.
Just like, well, my phone has been stolen, so I'm gonna take a month-long vacation to Italy. Can you fucking imagine?
I've decided to work for 3 days. Which I don't know how you do that kind of work without a phone. That seems important.
Yeah. It's like fucking wild.
And also, 45
Just-
days is a long time to be vacationing somewhere.
Yeah, to just
like a lot of money.
disappear into Italy.
What? Yeah.
However, I am kind of gonna agree. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of disagree with the poster here. I get why you're separating getting divorced when he went on vacation and literally disappeared. He was gone for like 10 days, and you're like, well, time to sell the dog.
Yeah, 2 weeks is way too early. Right? At least give it to a family member that can take care of it.
Yeah.
Until the husband maybe shows up or is like confirmed dead, or just let them keep it.
Yeah.
But if he
Like-
comes back, he can get the dog back. But now that it's in the hands of a stranger, it's like not feasible. At least it wasn't given
Yeah.
to like an animal center or anything.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks? Like, fuck. Even if he's dead, the body's not cold yet. Like, you're just like, oh. Okay, yeah, 14 days have passed. It's your dog now. Bye.
I think the legal limit on when this is your dog is expired.
Yeah, like, holy shit. Just immediately being like, yeah, fuck this dog. I never want to see a dog again. I cannot imagine, like, getting rid of that pet so fast.
Yeah, I mean,
I
hold on too. Like, you have to find a person, or somebody has to approach you that's like, I'm willing to take your dog.
yeah,
That can't happen. Like, during week 2, that's got to take at least like a few days, right?
yeah.
Like, that's
And you
my
did
husband
like,
has been missing for a week. He could have gone on a trip. Like this, they said it was normal for them to go on a trip, right?
yeah, for like a week.
Yeah, that's too fast to get rid of the dog. I don't think you're an asshole for getting rid of the dog. I think you're an asshole for how fast you got rid of the dog.
I like 45. I think the point at which you're like, all right, I don't think my husband's coming back. Time to get rid of this dog that I don't want. Is like at least 2 months, right?
Right.
Right,
It's like this was an opportunity for you to get rid of the dog. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, I could get rid of this stupid fucking
Oh,
life.
finally, he didn't tell me he was going on one of his trips. Time to sell it. Like, fucking throw this fucking dog out the window. Bye.
Peace out, pooch.
shit eater. Woo. Holy fuck. Yes, you're the asshole.
I think this is everyone sucks here, but
Yeah, everyone sucks here.
except for the 1-year-old that was mentioned.
And the dog.
True. I don't think the dog is ever the asshole though.
That's pretty fair. No. An asshole for being honest about how grief works. Don't want to read that. I asshole for refusing to buy tampons for my sister. Info.
Depending.
I'd be the asshole if I asked my future roommates not to bring her cats. Depends. Asshole for making my sister wait 6 hours to be picked up from school.
Probably.
Almost assuredly. I'm the asshole for telling my mom and her husband I won't be at their vow renewal. Getting angry at my girlfriend for throwing away my supplements. It says everybody sucks here.
It says supplement, so it's like vitamin, protein.
Yeah. Also, it's long and I don't read it.
Fair.
And clicked on my finances sheet.
I don't really like
Yeah.
filtered.
Why?
I like just the regular Am I the Asshole? Because they're fresh. Oops.
So they're fresh. They haven't been stained with a verdict yet.
Exactly.
The asshole. Damn. But then, like, I can tell whether or not it's going to be controversial or not.
What do you mean?
Right? Like, if someone's like, am I the asshole for, like, shitting on my boss's desk? And then it says asshole, like, oh yeah, no duh. But if it's like not the asshole, then I'm like, okay, there's a story here. Right? Am I the asshole for telling an old lady to fuck off? Holy shit! This is not telling an old lady to fuck off. This is telling an old lady a novel about how to fuck off. It's fucking. I can't fit it all on one screen. Oh yeah, no, I can. I can fit exactly all of it.
It starts with "I'm extremely pregnant."
Okay, well, I
Probably
am
not the
pregnant.
asshole.
Yeah. Okay, this one's really funny.
Which one is this?
Here, can you read it?
Am I the asshole for sending my cousin the bill for my kid's birthday cake because her kid ruined it?
Nah, read the whole post.
Oh, the whole post? Well, I was gonna give a verdict based on the title.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you're the asshole.
I think you're the asshole.
Really? Well, it depends how. I think it depends how the cake was ruined.
I mean,
Maybe.
it's I guess.
It depends.
I guess it depends on the
on
age of the child and the cost of the cake.
the age of the child, cost of the cake. If it's like a $20 Walmart cake, you're the asshole.
Yeah. If it's like a
But if it's like a
$200
fancy
cake,
then I can.
well, but at that point, I'm kind of like you're the asshole for spending so much on like what I assume to be a 6-year-old's birthday party.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything not financially wise to spend that much money on a cake. I don't know. I guess it does seem like pompous and douchey or whatever.
Yeah. Like my point is that the age that the kids need to be young enough to ruin the cake. Probably if the cake is more expensive than like $40.
But if it's like like a teenager that ruined the cake,
well then be like, but then you're
Then you
building
build a
the
teenager.
Yeah, build a teenager, right? Okay, I think we need to delve deeper. I think we need more.
yeah,
info
this
than
is
the title.
definitely like there's an argument to be made here. Okay, we recently threw my 5-year-old a birthday party. Okay, 5-year-old. He hasn't had a real birthday party since he was 2 years old due to COVID. Okay.
I am aware of current events.
So this was the first one he'd actually remember. We wanted to make it special, so we invited all our closest friends, family members, and their kids. One of my cousins, a single
Because the
mom,
coronavirus is over.
has a very unruly 6-year-old. He is loud, disobedient, and a nightmare in public. When it came time to blow out the candles and cut the birthday cake, he came and stood directly next to my son. I anticipated what was going to happen next and asked my husband to stand behind this kid in case he tried to pull anything. Fair. After we sang, this kid kept trying to blow out the candles. My husband kept blocking him and pulling him back, and we could tell the kid was getting frustrated. Eventually, my son blew out the candles, and the kid absolutely lost it. He threw a tantrum and slammed his entire arm into the cake, knocking it into the table. It was so awkward. Everyone gasped and got quiet. My son looked up at us, and I could tell he was about to start crying. In an effort to not cause a bigger scene, my husband picked him up and whispered to him that we had another special cake just for him. We didn't, and he seemed to calm down.
Okay. Yeah.
Meanwhile, his cousin was still standing there screaming and crying, his arm covered in cake. His mom was nowhere to be seen. I walked him over to the sink and washed him off and quietly told him that he shouldn't have done that to the cake and that he should apologize to his cousin for what he did. He screamed no on my face and then ran away. No.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6.
True. My husband ended up running out to buy a sheet cake that we cut and served to everyone. I spoke to my cousin after the party about what happened, since she wasn't in the room. She brushed it off, saying, "Kids will be kids." I disagree. I've been to plenty of birthday parties where the other kids let the birthday boys let the girl have their moment. I suggest she pay for the ruined cake, and she looked at me like I was crazy.
I told her how important it was to us that this birthday be special to my son since it would be the first one he remembered. Nowadays, and now all he would remember is that his cousin ruined his special moment. got extremely defensive and refused to pay for anything. Then accused me of acting like the perfect mom, and then began to list the ways in which I was not, in fact, perfect. It was a hurtful conversation, and we haven't spoken since. I sent her the bill for the ruined cake, and she's not paid us. I actually feel she should pay us for both cakes, since her kid is the reason we had to get a new one. But I didn't go that far. My husband thinks she'll never pay us, and I should drop the issue at this point. He says that since she's a single mom, it's probably hard on her, and we should cut them both some slack. I understand that. But I feel like it's just letting her and her son off the hook, and this will lead to even bigger problems in the future if we don't hold them accountable. Am I the asshole here?
I think this is an everybody sucks.
It's like a 50-50 everybody sucks.
I'm pretty confident in everybody sucks here. I
don't know. I'm more on the side of the cousin's mom because it is a 6-year-old child. But also, when she was like, "Yeah, you know how your kid
I don't
like
know why
fucked
she
up
wasn't
our
in the room for
yeah,
the
yeah. I'm getting to that point. Like, and when her cousin was like, "Hey, you know, your kid kind of like ruined our birthday, or our kid's birthday," and she was just like, well, that shit happens.
Kids will be kids.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Okay, well, but I mean, like, I just like I feel hurt, and I like there would be well, you should feel hurt because you're a terrible person and you're an awful human being for wanting me to do anything about how my kid ruined your kid's birthdays. Fuck you, fuck you, you piece of shit." Runs away.
Yeah, no,
screams no and runs away.
Responsibility, zero responsibility taken. That immediately is like you're the asshole.
Yeah,
because.
But also like.
I don't know.
She is kind of right because kids will be kids.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I feel like she should have done some anticipating and been like, "Oh, my kid's an idiot. Maybe he's gonna do something stupid."
I don't know, but the vibe I get from like this story is that the mom or the cousin is not a very good mom, right? That their child does these things.
But it's also being told from the perspective of the person who wants to not be the asshole.
That's true.
Right? See, because I also get the vibes from this post that since she wasn't in the room, that she dropped her kid off and then drove away because this is a free daycare birthday party.
I feel like that would have been mentioned in the post, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been important. Also, been like, in that case, honestly, I think that gives more. That makes me think of her of the asshole less, and it's just like, oh, thank God, finally I can like do other stuff.
Yeah.
But and then that would have put the responsibility of keeping the child from being a menace in their and like.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they tried.
Their hand, and they did try.
Yeah.
Which was definitely a good call, but did not end up working.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Anyways.
This isn't everybody sucks here. I don't think you should bill her for it, but I definitely think she was a fucking dick about it.
You can totally be like, wow, what a bitch. She's such a fucking bitch. I'm not inviting her to any of my kids' birthday parties or my birthday parties ever again. But I think it's really wrong to be like, also, pay me $40.
Honestly, I think that's really funny. Just sending them a bill in the mail. But yeah, definitely not a cool thing to do. It's really petty.
Yeah. It's incredibly petty. And it reminds me of something I saw in Anti-Work today. I thought was really funny. Someone billed somebody for said they kept billing people that for their interviews at jobs they didn't get.
What kind of insanity is that?
This is fucking
like, what are you billing them for? Your time?
Time, and it said fuel on it too for like travel.
For them to drive there and do their job?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, alright, buddy. Sure, you can bill me all you want. That doesn't mean I have to pay you.
Yeah. Well, no. Not billing the people getting interviewed. The person getting interviewed is billing the interviewers.
Wait, what?
The company. They sent the
Oh.
company a bill invoice for this was my time and my travel money.
Actually, no. Okay, I misunderstood what it was. I thought the interviewer
No.
was billing interviewees.
No.
No, the other way around. That's actually like fucking awesome. That's so funny.
It's like the same. It's like, how are you ever gonna get a job? Like, it's
That's if you get rejected,
yeah.
or it's like been a very long time. But then people talk about you,
Yeah.
and you get blacklisted.
Oh
which-
yeah, it's so easy. Anyways, on that cheery note, I think we're hitting the friendship dusk part of the podcast. Do you have any closing thoughts, Grady?
Pineapple pasta.
That sounds disgusting. Have a good night, everybody.